Hello YouTube. In this video, I'm going to take a look at the BluDento B1. Alright, in the box we have the B1 itself. We have a charging cable. AC wall adapter is not furnished with this, so you could just use any sort of a phone charger or anything like that. Any kind of a 5-volt AC adapter. TOSLINK or optical cable, and then the user manual. The B1 comes in at $39.99 retail. I'll leave a link to BluDento.com. By the way, that is the only way that you can purchase this unit is from BluDento. They ship from the USA. Not available on Amazon as of yet. When that happens, I'll put a link to it. However, I'm not really sure when that is going to be. All right, on the front of the device, we have the logo, and this little hole right here has the status LED recessed back there, which I like. Kind of keeps the LED on the down low. It's not really so annoying. Basically, it serves a couple purposes. When it's flashing on and off, that means it's in the pair mode or it's looking for a device to pair to. When the LED is solid blue, that means that you are paired up. As you can see, it does not have an on-off switch, which is kind of the thing nowadays, and that's not a problem because when you disconnect your cell phone or tablet, whatever you're using to stream music to this LED starts flashing, and it's just kind of always on standby. It's just ready to pair whatever device that you have, so that makes it really nice. If having the device turned on all the time bothers you, you could just reach back and either unplug the cable or unplug your AC wall adapter. Now my situation, because I use a lot of old vintage stereos, I have AC outlets, switched outlets in the back of my receiver, and when I turn the receiver on and off, it turns this on and off. On the back panel, we have left and right RCA output jacks. These are analog output jacks. Over here we have the digital side. This is coaxial out, and then of course optical out, and then this is our little port here that we can plug the 5-volt cable into. All of these are active at the same time, which is kind of neat because plug your analog inputs to your receiver. If you have maybe a more modern receiver, you can plug the optical or the coaxial into it, switch back and forth, and see what sounds best to you. So I like that flexibility. There are no switches, nothing you really have to mess with. Basically, once you install this, you just install it and forget about it. All right, so I have viewers that are what I call pairing impaired. I get emails all the time. Well, hey, I have a hard time. I can't get this device to pair to this device. For you Android folks, this has NFC, so you can use the NFC feature, and that'll make pairing considerably easier. The sound quality of the B1 is CD sound, CD quality. Definitely. Really, really nice. The reason why it is because it has Bluetooth 5.1 capability to it. It has a built-in Burr Brown DAC. It also has a Cirrus Logic 8400 series chipset. All right. Pros about it: price, the hookup options, the size, and just basically the ease of use. Cons: all right. The output or the analog output audio is just a little bit lower than, say, a CD player. All right, so you're going to have to maybe turn the volume control up on your receiver just a little bit more than you normally would, say, with your CD player. Have no fear, though, because you also have the coaxial and the optical output. You don't have that issue. It'll be the same as every other piece of equipment in your arsenal if you use these type of inputs in your receiver. Actually, that slightly lower analog output is pretty darn common in Bluetooth receivers under $100. So yeah. Anyway, I've had this for a few months, testing it quite a bit in different situations. I've had this in my vehicle, and in the house and in a few of my different listening locations and everything. It's always sounded good. I've never had a glitch with the B1 at all, and I get pretty good range with it, especially considering it has no external antenna. It's all internal. By the way, let's talk range. A few years ago, I came up with this little drawing. This is a drawing of my house on the top floor. This is where I do all of my testing, and I wanted something that I could compare various units against each other and have a standard basis for my testing. And what I do is I put all of my Bluetooth receivers and transmitters up there. And this is about the halfway point between the floor and ceiling. And as you can see, there are really no obstructions around that. So anyway, I do that. And then I grab a couple of my phones. I got a couple iPhones. I got a couple S7s. And what I do is I do this individually so they don't interfere with each other. What I do is I'll take the phones out and I'll start walking around the house. And what I do is I walk out here and I go down the hall and I'll keep going until it starts cutting out. When I stop, when it gets the first little glitch. Sometimes you can walk around here and get out a little further, but it skips in and out. And I always stop at the first one. And I have these walls that I have to go through, as well as right in here, back here in this closet area, I have my main circuit box to the house. So all of the electrical wiring throughout the whole house, wall outlets, wall switches, overhead lighting, wiring, and everything like that, pretty much go right here. This is going to be a huge point of interference here. So walking out here and getting through all of these walls past all my electrical, I get about 33 feet with my iPhones. And as always, the S7s go a little further out. I'm getting about 39 feet of reliable signal with my Android products. My Android products really always pretty much outperform my iPhones when using Bluetooth. So this is a pretty standardized test. Okay, so there's a lot of pros to this. Great sound, extremely affordable, multiple outputs. There is a con to this, and this is fairly common in my testing in Bluetooth receivers under the $100 range. And the analog RCA output will be slightly lower than other components, say like your CD player or maybe even a tape deck. I know people still use VCRs to listen to audio and stuff, and it's just a little low, but that's pretty much it. So what you have to do to make up for that is you just turn up the volume control just a little tiny bit more than say you would if you were coming off a CD player. So that's about the only con, as well as if you're using a coaxial output or an optical output into like a modern AV receiver, you're not even going to use these for the most part. And this gives you that full range, that full output level. So that's pretty much the only con. Like I say, this comes in at about $39.99 on BluDento's website. I have a promo code on there, I believe, still, and that would be BB23 for Breaker Broke 23. Get an extra 10% off that. And if you order from the factory, you can customize this. So when this comes from the factory, it'll say B1 on your device manager, and maybe you want it to have something custom, like you want it to say like Bob's Bluetooth or Teresa's Bluetooth or something like that. Anyway, you can do whatever you want to do. Just when you're ordering, you just fill that out on their website and you're good to go. So anyway, $39 and change. Use the BB23 promo code and pick yourself up one of these if you're just getting into Bluetooth. The NFC is really nice to have. The compact device here, basically you could just put it back behind your unit or on top of your stereo unit and just basically forget about it. So anyway, there you go. All right. If you have questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. Thanks for watching.